Good morning, welcome to another video. It's a bit later than I intended on getting out, but we're out now and we can stay out till it gets dark if we want, but it's probably not going to stay that long. I am down the Avon. Now I've come out today because it's a beautiful overcast day, as you can see. Big shout out to the Met Office. Look how overcast it is. Honestly. Anyway, that's that. I'm out because I'm dying to get down the Avon. Hopefully it'll be productive. And also we've got a very short window because it's Monday now. It's a bit windy today, a bit windier tomorrow, and similar conditions. And Wednesday's going to chuck it down with rain. So I think the Avon will be unfishable again. And it's going to go freezing cold as well. So I've come out to make the most of it. Now we've got 3 foot of visibility, something like that. Perfect. So I've grabbed several baits out of the bait fridge just to see what works really. I've got some red maggots, about 1.5 pints of them. I've got some casters, which are very old, and I've got somewhere a bucket with a load of mashed bread in it. So we've got some options. I'm going to start on maggots, I think. We'll just see how we get on. Yeah, I'm going to fish the Waggler. I haven't mentioned that. I'm going to fish the Waggler. I've got my stick float rod as well because I might have a bit of a rove about. I've just had a quick chat with my mate Mick, who's further up, a few miles further up on the Avon, and he said he's fishing maggots and he hasn't had a bite in 2 swims. So that doesn't bode well, but we'll see what we can do anyway. Let's get down here and have a crack. Now, I've got down into the peg. I might get in the water. Just depends how we're finding things. We fished here earlier in the season. Caught half a dozen chub from down near that bit of cover there. I'm hoping they're still there. It's been very flooded, this place, so who knows. We'll have a go with maggots for 20 minutes. See if we can get anything going. If we can't, we'll perhaps switch over to bread. It does look clear enough to fish maggots. We'll just see if we can coax any chub out of there. I'm not going to keep myself to 1 swim, I think, today. We'll perhaps have a rove about. We've got to swim further down, which is usually really good. We'll just see how we get on in here. Gear-wise, my go-to rod for this sort of thing is my Dower Matchman pellet waggler rod. It's a bit tight in here. That's why I was thinking about getting in the water. It's got plenty of backbone in this. It's got a nice soft tip as well, which is perfect for doing this sort of thing. I might catch some roach and perch and stuff. And a pike about £6 last time I was in here as well on maggots. Oh no, actually he grabbed a fish that we were winding in. Thinking about it, I think it's 6 or 7 foot in here. So I'll set this to, don't know, maybe 4.5 fish on the drop. The bulk is an olivet, which is near the Waggler itself. And we've got a couple of number 6s, I think, droppers. Size 18 on here at the moment. We will go 20 if we need to. This wind is going to make things rather tricky, to say the least. We'll feed for a bit. Absolute sod's law, isn't it? We've had several weeks of relatively calm weather when the river's been right up. As soon as it drops to a fishable level, the wind starts hacking. Much as I love fishing on the smaller rivers, I would like to perhaps do something on the Avon. Right, we have a cast. Trickier casting from here as well. Yeah. Okay. When I'm down there, I can punch it sort of under that tree, and then it will flow down lovely. Although this is going to be really tricky. This is because not only have we got hacking wind, we've got a complete facer, which is going to make things really difficult. But the main flow is on our side of the river, so I need to keep, oh yeah, and that's probably Mick, hopefully telling me he's caught something. I need to keep the line up really, keep mending it. or we're just going to have to let a bit of a bow go in it and pick a lot of line up on the strike. See if we get some bites. Well, I think if we were going to get a bite in there, we'd have had one by now. It's been probably 20 minutes. Like I say, the concerning thing is I've not even had a suck maggot. No, it's untouched. Well, I think it's time for a move. We're going to have a move upstream, I think. We're going to scout out this bit of cover I can see. Right, how does that look? Looks very chubby, doesn't it? It's just blowing an absolute gale here. But we can get the bread to run past that tree, which is a result in these conditions. I think I'm doing the wrong thing today. Bright sunshine, blowing a gale. Honestly, it's actually picked up since I've got into this swim, the wind. I could barely throw the mash out far enough now. We'll have 15-20 minutes though. See what we can do. The thing with bread, I don't think we necessarily have to get too much mash going through there. I think we can almost rely on just the hook bait. So here we are, swim number 3. I've never fished here before. I've kind of walked upstream until I found somewhere that's a little bit more sheltered where we can actually present. Because we've just not been able to present in the previous swims. Bit of cover over there. I think mashed bread is possibly our best bet. I'm thinking at the moment, I'm going to give this perhaps 20 minutes, half an hour. See if we can get any interest. If we do, great. If we don't, I think I'm going to knock this on the head as a bad job, because I've just spoken to my mate Mick, who's been out for about 4 hours now. And he's trotting maggots, completely different stretch, and he's not done anything at all. So it would appear these fish are just not interested today, for whatever reason. Possibly the big sun and the clearing water, clear sky. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know. We'll give this a go though. There's another stretch that I fish way downstream from here, which is similar to this, with a big bank on the other side. I do fish that when it's a bit windy. And the chubs do seem to like to hang out there because it's relatively dark. So we'll see. It looks a nice run, this does. I may be looking at it with rose tinted spectacles because I'm not having my app blown off. There's still a bit of a breeze, but nothing like up there. I think we'll go with a Waggler in here. What's attracting me to this swim as well is it's just a nice sort of pace to the water. It's like a nice walking pace. That's a nice at this. I'm happy here. I'll give this half an hour. I'm happy to give this half an hour. The way that's running through, that's lovely. Right, we found the bottom. We have, it's very shallow. Oh, that was a bite. That was definitely a bite. Sure, that was a bite. Right, I'm going to scale up a bit. I've got 16 on here. I'm going to put a bigger hook on. It was definitely a bite, that was. Yeah, definitely a bite. Just coinciding with a bit of cloud coming over as well. Coincidence? Don't know. Maybe. Oh, that was a bite as well. Well, we're getting some bites now, finally. Missing them, but we're getting some bites. We're getting bites. It's a start. I'm convinced they're bites because the float's going down in different places all the time. It's not going down in one particular spot, like it's dragging the bottom or catching a bit of weed or a bit of snag or something. You know, it'll go down here and then it'll go down over there, and we've not connected yet. They don't look like small fish bites. You know, the float's not sort of dibbing and dabbing and then going under. It's literally just, it's under. It does seem like reasonable fish. But I have no idea why I've not connected yet, unless they're spitting it very quickly. Finally, we've connected. Blimey. I had a bite earlier on in that run through, which I didn't strike at. This is just trudging. God, blimey, it took some time. Get some really snatchy bites. I did bump something as well. Just don't feel a bad one. He's literally just trudging. I don't get him in too quick because he's got some reeds in the edge here. I don't want to have to go and extract him from those. It's not doing a lot at all, really. God, my heart's in my mouth. God, that looks a nice fish. Blimey. Hopefully we can land him. It's a cracker. Oh, nearly lost me landing it. Oh, he's not as big as I thought at all, but he's a nice fish. We'll settle for that. Oh yes, it's quite deep. Wonderful. Actually, he's a really nice fish. Well, we'll have a look at him over the net in case he flips, but quite a short fish, but an absolute cracker. How's about that? Perseverance. Wonderful stuff. Right, I think we will get him in the keep next. I think there's a few more bites to be had in here. Well, that's what we came for, isn't it? A fish from the Avon. Absolutely wonderful. And on a very enjoyable method as well. It's been hard work this morning. Hard work. Really hard work. And hopefully you can see what's going on because that sun keeps going in and out. Hopefully you can hear what's going on because it's blowing a gale. We're a little bit sheltered here, fortunately. But again, it's another swim on this stretch where I've caught a fish. It's took a good hour, perhaps hour and 20 to actually hook one. I think they've been very, very cagey. I actually was thinking perhaps I should change to maggots. I was thinking it might be roach. I mean, I've got a specie wag on there. It's not a delicate float by any means, but you know, I do get bites from perch and roach and stuff on it, and they do manage to pull it under. But these have been such positive bites. I did think perhaps it was roach, and which is why I was missing them. It's got a reasonable lump of bread flake on. They've actually managed to get something going. We'll perhaps give it a bit longer in here. Oh, I'm sure that was a bite as well. We'll give it a bit longer in here so we can winkle out any more fish. Perhaps we've worked at it and got it going, and now they're out and about expecting this bread. Very warm today, I have to say. It's wind, bitey wind. It's a southwesterly. It's bitey. I'm not going to quite feed so much either now. Perhaps a sort of tennis ball size ball or satsuma size ball even. Just every run through. They clearly know there's some bread about now. There we go. Oh, see that? There's no way that's the bottom. The float slowed right up, but it was still going along. It's just, I think perhaps I need to just wait on this a little bit. Leave these bites a bit. Unless it is smaller fish. I don't know. I'm tempted to go on maggots, to be honest. If I had some whites, I would. Because it sort of replicate the mashed bread a little bit, but they're all casters, my white ones. I'm mostly in the fridge at home. Feed them to the birds. There's no way I'm dragging the bottom. My Olivet is only about 3.5 foot from the float. See, there's a dip there. And again, that's gone under. There we go. Oh, catch up with it. No, this is nowhere near as big as the last one. This might be what we've been getting bites off, mightn't it? Might be what we pricked earlier. I can't swing. It's too big to swing. Got it. Fresh little chublet. Very lively little chublet. There he is, mouthful of bread. Yes, I think there's quite a lot of those in here. That's why we've been missing a lot of bites. Well, we're catching some fish. Like I say, it took over an hour to get this swim going and to start actually hooking some of these bites. And like I said, I did have a bite halfway down the run that time as well. There we go. We're having a few bites now, aren't we? This is no monster. But it's a fish again. About the method as well for me when I'm doing this. I just love fishing a float these days. Carbon copy of the last one. Oh, see, that's a bite again. I'm missing some of these bites. I don't know. As I say, I'm wondering if there's some nice roach about. It's little chublets, even little chublet will get that bit of bread in his mouth. So there's no explanation as to why I'm missing these bites. We're certainly snowballing now. I've just eased off on the feed, like I say, and I think that's helping. I think they're looking around for it a bit more. That's gone under. Oh, I see. I'm going to go on a stick, I think. It might convert some of these bites we're getting. I've got a size 12 on there. There's a 14 on the stick float. I'm just thinking it's slightly different setup might help. So this is my Tournament Pro. 15 foot this one is. Slightly smaller hook. Slightly smaller bit of bread flake. Hopefully we can. I don't really like casting stick floats. Not great really, but I reckon we can get that far enough. Oh, I went in like a sack of spuds. Just give us better line control. I should be able to hit these bites a bit quicker, if that's what's needed. Just a slightly different presentation. So I'm missing too many bites for my liking. Ooh. Oh. We're still missing them. But we're getting bites at least. Right, I'm gonna, I think, let these bites develop a little bit. Next time we get a bite, God, someone's after me. Next time we get a bite like that, there we go, that just half pulled under. I was going to say I'll wait for it to develop, but it didn't. Yeah, the float just slowed up and then went again. Perhaps I'm too slow on them. It's certainly easier to control the line with this longer rod, and of course coming off the top of the float, that makes things a lot easier as well. But obviously you can't use the stick float properly, as in holding it back, because I can't get out behind it. It's not proper stick float fishing really. It's sort of the sort of stuff I do down the Y. I'm not fishing right off the rod top. I'm fishing for barbel. This is a wonderful rod, this as well. This breeze has sort of switched around a bit. It's coming up a bit more upstream. It's coming sort of that way now. And that is really helping with line control too. I can flick the line up in the air and it's blowing backwards, which is what we want. That's gone under, look. Sort of half went under, then came back up again. Just slowed up, then came back up, and again. There we go, look. I think it's a juvenile chub again. But hey, we're catching some fish, and we're on the Avon, which is very, very enjoyable. Is it a chub? I think it is. I thought it was a dace for a second. I think it's a chub. Oh, it's a chub. Red fin, slate grey tail. Well, seems we're in the nursery, but that's a good sign for the future as well. It's bites as well. It's bites, and it's so nice to be on the Avon getting bites. I thought we were going to have to go somewhere else this morning. I really did. It's lovely though to go to a swim you've never fished before and to catch some fish. Especially when you've got a lot of choice to fish effectively. With this wind, that bank is certainly doing us a favour over there. Really, really helping. All I can do is just hold that back and steer it round that snag. Ooh, there we go. It's not little. Oh, it's off. Mortified. They're being really strange to this fish today. That is so annoying. That was a better fish. We bumped him. Oh. Doubly annoying because he's probably now scarping and took all his mates with him. Oh. Right by that tree. Not surprisingly. Oh. Well, we'll keep at it. I'd like to be casting about 1 or 2 o'clock, but there's a big tree there, as you can see. So to get it far enough over, I'm having to cast it at 12 o'clock and wait for it to come round, unless I fire it underneath. But sort of doable with the Waggler, not really with a stick. It's more of a swing with a stick. I can't really cast stick floats very well. They tend to tangle. Oh, that's so frustrating. I'd rather miss the bite. I don't need an excuse to be jumpy today, these fish. They're being proper cagey. I know we've given them a reason as well. Ah, frustrating. I think I'm going to get the maggots out in a minute. We're just about out of this first batch of mashed bread, which has been in and out of the freezer about half a dozen times. So not a bad idea that we got rid of it. I think I'm going to go Go on, maggots. Right, here we are on the maggots. Gone on size 18. Hook. See if we can do anything on maggots. So gutted, bumped that fish off. So gutted. Hard work today, these bites. If we don't do anything on maggots, we'll give it perhaps 20 minutes. If we don't do anything, we can go back on mashed bread, not a problem. I have got some liquidised bread, which we can just dampen down a bit. It'll be very similar to mashed bread. Be interesting to see if we get any other species doing this, actually. My concern is it's nowhere near as visible. Oh, there you go. I was going to say it's nowhere near as visible as bread. But I've had a fish first run through. I think another little chub. Or is it a dace? It is another little chub. Swing up, just about. Well, he saw him, didn't he? So that's made me feel a bit better about it. Like I say, I kind of wish I'd had whites, really. But I haven't got any. Once again, I'm firing this bait in, so it just skirts that tree that we're fishing down to. I know it's going under there, or a little bit under there, but not too much. I want it to just run under a little bit so they know it's there, but most of them, the maggots, be not going under there. I want them to have to come out. Obviously we can't catch them under the tree on the float. There we go. Well, they're on these maggots, aren't they? This is a slightly better fish. Still very jag. I can probably just about swing him. It's a little bit bigger. Oh, we're catching a few of these now, aren't we? Blimey. Switch to maggots has certainly worked. And it would explain all those funny little bites we were getting earlier on. Good thing is fishing bread and fishing maggots, which is why I pick them really, and they're not going to fill the fish up. I wasn't sure how hungry they were going to be today, and they've took some working at, I must admit. Tell what I've done as well. I've ordered some bolo floats. I fancy having a bit of a go at bolo fishing. So that's to come over the next few weeks, hopefully, if we can get on the river. Yeah, just fancy having to get a bit of a go at bolo fishing. I've got a 17-foot rod, connoisseur, Daiwa connoisseur, so I can use that for it. Yeah, I've never done it before. It's similar to stick float fishing. And it's sort of similar to what we're doing now, really. Sort of not purist stick float fishing. Or sort of a cross between stick float fishing and Waggler fishing, really. Oh, that's a bite of chuck now. Amazing, isn't it? If you work at a swim, what happens? Blimey. You can tell it's a work day again, a working day. Blimey, the amount of emails I've had. And as I am a child at heart, my email notification is Beavis and Butthead. Because it makes me laugh every time it goes off. Definitely got much better control over this stick float than I did the Waggler. Much easier to mend the line as it comes off the top of the float. A 15-foot rod makes that line control easier as well. think we are getting some bites of different species now. That was a definite dip on the float then. God, so much rubbish coming down. Picked up so much stuff coming through the swim. I guess it's this wind. There we go. This is not a little fish. It's no monster, but it's not a little one. Well, we've got them on these maggots, haven't we? Certainly a landing net job. It was about £1. But they're getting bigger again. Yeah, it's not £1. About £0.5. Well, we continue to catch smaller fish on the maggots. Ah, dace. I wonder where they were. No signs of anything bigger. I'm in an hour as to what to do, to be honest. Kind of half me wants to stay put. There's clearly some fish here and we've sort of got the swim going. The other half of me is saying, have a move, have a bit of an explore. Don't know what to do. I think we'll stay put for now. Because obviously we can't really come back, because if we put all these fish back, we're not going to get any bites in here if we do drop back in. And obviously we can't leave them. So, yeah, not sure at the moment what to do. I might go and have a little wander 50 or 100 metres upstream, just see what I can find. I'll have one more run through. I think I'll do that. I'm going to go and just have a look, see if I can find anything that looks more appealing than this swim. So I've had a little wander upstream, perhaps 100, 150 metres, something like that. Nothing is screaming, fish me. Except for one swim which looks nice. There's a nice bit of a crease on the inside. It does look nice. However, it looks like it wants sort of light stick float. It's a sort of roach type peg to me, roach and dace. So I might perhaps come up on another occasion with a light trotting gear. I think for now, I'm going to get back on the mashed bread. Maggots have not, well, we've caught, but nothing too exciting. So we'll have a go with bread for half an hour, see if we can pick up another bonus fish. Well, I had 15 minutes on bread. Nothing. Gone back on maggots and getting bites again straight away. I think I put off these modest chub. I think it is anyway. It is, yes. Actually, that's a dace. It's a cracking dace. Well, it's not been easy today, but we've got some bites. Caught some fish. As usual with fishing, it's not quite what I was expecting. Well, I didn't expect sunshine. I didn't expect it to be so hard, to be honest. So difficult, the fishing. Net full of chublets, roach, dace, and that bonus one. Can't be too unhappy. I don't think I'm going to give it too much longer now, though, to be honest. How tiny these fish we're catching. Putting a bend in this rod. They're just not massive either. Not what you call specimens. Come on. Let's try and do this in the edge. Come on. That's certainly not fish you could swing. But they're also not that big either. We certainly do seem to be in the nursery. Like I say, it's good for the future. It's a good sign. God blimey, he's absolutely rammed with maggots. A mouthful. It's literally stuffed to the gills. Oh, I just coughed them all up in there, didn't it? Stuffed to the gills. He's got literally a pouch full of maggots in his mouth. A catapult pouch full of maggots. Oh, hello. Suddenly surged. Hello. Hello. Oh, this is a better fish. I was literally having the one more run through. I mean, it's not a monster. I was just, if I don't leave now, I can't get to the tackle shop in time to pick up any maggots. Perhaps we'll have to go in the morning. This feels, well, it's certainly the second best fish of the day. It's not a monster at all. But he's scrapping. Yeah, he's no monster at all. He fought a lot harder than his size. And that's a nice fish. Now, what do we do? It's just clouded over. Do we persevere with the maggots we got and not go out early in the morning? Go to the tackle shop in the morning to get some maggots? What do we do? As I say, certainly second best fish of the day. I think it'd be daft to go, wouldn't it? We'll have to just not go out early, and if we do, not go out with maggots. Not quite much of a muchness, aren't they, these chub? Apart from that first one we had. Still can't complain. Getting some bites, getting a bend in the rod. Oh, my back's telling me I've done enough of this today. Cracking. Oh, nice net of fish together. That's been great. These were clearly those fish earlier on. We were getting all those funny bites. Had a big lump of bread flake on. These are the fish that were obviously biting. And I was really struggling to connect with anything. Very surprised we only had the one bigger fish though. As I say, I can't imagine he's hanging around with a load of juvenile chub. Who knows? And this chub are tucked right under that tree as well. Even these little ones. I'm only really getting a bite and I run the float within about a foot of that tree. If it's a bit further away, get a bite. Not off chub anyway. Dace and roach, yes. One more cast. Definitely the last cast. There we go. We'll finish on a fish. I'm gonna have to net you. I can swing you, I think, just about. Fab. Yes, there does seem to be a big gang of these down there. With the one big mate. Go on. Yeah, that's been very enjoyable. Nothing like I thought it was going to be. But that's fishing for you, isn't it? Thought we were going to do our sort of normal get down here and catch a few big uns, but it's not been the case. We'll have a quick look what we've caught. I'm not going to mess them about too much. But worth having a look. I say after, what was it, hour and a half, 2 hours biteless this morning, or late morning, early afternoon, I think I'd have ripped your hand off for that, to be honest. Absolutely cracking. Lovely net of chub, mostly chub, few dace, few roach. Yeah, I'd have ripped your hand off for that. After we'd gone, yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours without a bite. Especially as I say, my mate Mick was out this morning as well, and he really struggled. So yeah, we got it going. We got the swim going. Just that one sort of decent sized fish, but it's been nice technique to do again on the Avon. Really enjoyed that. Now, tomorrow, that's going to be New Year's Eve, isn't it? It's New Year's Eve tomorrow. I'm going to get out again. I'll have to scratch my head, look which way the wind's going to be coming from, and try and find somewhere a bit like this that's a bit sheltered, because it was almost impossible those first couple of swims. But that's for tomorrow. For now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Tight lines, enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support. Thanks to the support of those people through buymeacoffee.com as well. And I'll see you again tomorrow.